30-year-old nurse missing from NYC for 10 years. The story of Mahfuza Rahman. Mahfuza Rahman was 30 years old and working as a nurse at Bellevue Hospital in New York City in 2015. She had a 9-year-old daughter with her husband, Mohammed, and they had moved to the Bronx neighborhood of New York after her birth. On December 10, 2015, Mahfuza was a no-call, no-show at her nursing job. The day prior she had attended a class at Hunter College where she was working on obtaining a nursing degree. The hospital called Mohammed, who was listed as Mahfuza's emergency contact. He shared some upsetting news with them. Mahfuza urgently traveled back to her native country of Bangladesh as her parents were involved in a terrible accident and were not expected to survive. The hospital staff thanks him and tells him to have Mahfuza give them a call when she can. December 14th was Mahfuza's next scheduled shift at Bellevue Hospital. She again was a no-call, no-show. This time, hospital police paid a visit to Mohammed and Mahfuza's home to check in. Mohammed was there and reiterated that Mahfuza had traveled to her home country of Bangladesh to be with her parents after they were involved in a terrible accident. They were not expected to live. This time Mohammed claimed she had left that morning. He previously said she'd left the 10th. And this time he stated she would return to work in March. 3 months passed and when Mahfuza still had not returned to work, hospital police returned to their home to find it empty and abandoned. It wasn't until this time, 3 months after Mahfuza was last seen or heard from, that hospital police contacted the NYPD and a formal investigation was opened. First, they contacted immigration and were able to determine that, shockingly, there was no record of Mahfuza leaving the country. They did discover, however, that on December 14th, the same day that hospital police visited Mohammed and Mahfuza's home, Mohammed had taken their 9-year-old daughter and left the United States, bound for Bangladesh. Further, when police got in touch with Mahfuza's parents abroad, they informed them there had been no accident. They were fine, and they hadn't heard from Mahfuza since before December 10th. Most disturbingly in this case, financial records showed that in the hours after Mahfuza was last seen, Mohammed purchased a 16-inch camping axe along with packing tape. When police visited the now empty home of Mohammed and Mahfuza, they noticed a burst pipe had flooded the basement. They believe this was done intentionally to destroy evidence. They also noticed fresh concrete had been poured on the patio, but when they dug it up, there was no trace of Mahfuza. Mohammed has not returned to the United States to speak with police, and he is the prime suspect in Mahfuza's disappearance. The evidence in the case is purely circumstantial, and Bangladesh has no extradition treaty with the United States, so there is nothing to compel Mohammed to return. Mohammed and Mahfuza's daughter would be 19 years old today. What, if anything, did she witness on the night of her mother's disappearance? Mohammed has since remarried. Recent podcast episode on the case, https://www.youtube.com watch the equals PMP8TD Dean KNT equals 13 South https://www.youtube.com watch the equals PMP8TDD NQNT equals 13's Charlie Project https://charlieproject.org/case/mahfuza8 Rahman https://charlieproject.org/case/mahfuza8 Rahman closing parenthesis NBC New York https://www.nbcnewyork.com/news/local/disappearance Bronx nurse Mahfuza Rahman suspicious 340,213 https://www.nbcnewyork.com/news/local/disappearance-bronx-nurse-mahfuza-340-13/closing parenthesis New York Daily News https://www.nydalynews.com/2018/12/08/3 years later no sign of missing nurse but husband has moved on remarried https://www.nyds.com/2018/12/08/3-years-later-no-sign-of-missing-nurse-but-husband-has-moved-on-remarried/